Super Review Show here. This is Dan. He is back. He's better than ever. We're going to be talking to you guys about another editorial. That we're going to be talking about how Bill Murray was almost Batman back before Tim Burton's Batman. Crazy topic. Dan, take it away. I know you've been pleading at me to say, we got to do video, we got to do video. Take it away. What do you know? Bill Murray as the Batman.
Well, all I know is about Bill Murray is that it wasn't confirmed casting yet. All I know is it was a thought about choice. Like, Bill Murray himself, I just caught the story like years later, back in 2014. He wasn't directly involved in it as of yet, but all I know about the story is that it would have been written by Tom Mankiewicz, who was creative consultant of the first two Superman movies, starring Christopher Reeve and directed by Richard Donner.
How funny is that?
Yeah, and the funny thing is, the story itself is kind of structured like the first Superman movie. Like, it's chronologizing from when he was young up until where he starts off as the iconic superhero that we all know.
Yes.
Now, one thing that the producers confirmed about this story is they said that this story would be taking inspiration from the 1939 Bob Kane and Bill Finger Batman, the Stephen Englehart series Strange Apparitions,
Okay.
and the Neil Adams early 70s era of Batman. So, most likely, and it does happen, Batman kills. Not flat out murder people like burning people alive or stabbing people.
But he kills.
He kills. But I like to start off with the story. We start off in Wayne Manor, 1960, and Thomas Wayne is running in politics. That's why he's a doctor, and he's running against Rupert Thorne.
Yes.
Familiar name. Rupert Thorne was a recurring villain of the Batman animated series. So he runs against him, and at that night, within 5 minutes of the film, both Thomas and Martha Wayne are shot dead. And as Joe Chill, who is the trigger man in this, is pointing a gun to Bruce's head, Bruce scares him off by giving him this demonic child gaze. Like think Reagan from The Exorcist and Damien Thorne from The Omen. Like, he's just legitimately staring at him like this morbid gaze staring into his soul, and it's making him shake and tremble.
Yeah.
And he's yelling at the kid like, "Stop looking at me like that." So then he breaks and he just runs off. And as the years go by, he's training himself. Like, he's learning foreign languages, he's doing gymnastics, and throughout his young life, which it is actually established in the story, he hasn't had like physical interactions with a girl, and it's shown that he does.
Really?
Not literally, but it's amplified. Like, they're in a car, sun rising, and on the first try, he hit it home.
Ah, good point.
Good old Bruce.
Yeah,
He hit it
good
home.
job.
So,
Making it big.
yeah, so, this jumps to, many years later. He was 10 years old, 20 years go by, he's 30 now, and he's planning on, he's thinking about something. Oh, hold on, I gotta stop myself 1 second, I just kind of lost my thought.
It's alright, I'll cover it for you.
Yeah.
So, but one of the things, when you're ready, one of the things, when you were talking about this, you said that at the time, you gotta think about this, the 80s, and Bill...
Mid-80s, no less.
Like 85, 86.
Actually, a little earlier, 83, 84.
83, 84, really? I know that. And so you gotta think of this, you told me this when we were out today. Bill Murray is Batman, and
David Bowie, of all people, is the Joker.
Is the Joker.
Which, I actually forgot to mention, was involved in the shootings of Thomas and Martha Wayne. Now, the Joker, he's been around since day one, before Batman, while Bruce has been around since he was a kid. David Bowie was a choice to play the Joker.
And I thought when you said that to me, I thought that was pretty crazy. Because like, he looks crazy. I mean, he's passed now, obviously. At the time, he looked like this weird. He kind of got the look.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, modern writers today have looked at David Bowie as an influence for the Joker, like Dark Knight Returns from Frank Miller.
Oh yeah.
Neil Gaiman, who wrote the Sandman comics, he said David Bowie would have been a good Joker.
Exactly.
Scott Snyder, Grant Morrison, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Now, getting back to the main story, getting my thoughts back into again, and If you hear any piano tunes, this is his sister. She's learning some piano lessons. So disregard the noise in the background. We're still talking about Batman here.
Batman.
So, and Bruce Wayne, he was like a science geek when he was younger. Did some holographs and whatsoever. So anyway, a hologram light burns through the basement walls and it comes across bat caverns. He goes inside and he sees it as a sign. Visits his parents' grave, kneeling down, rain battering down, and he's talking to him. Think Mask of the Phantasm. Okay. Bruce Wayne's kneeling down by his parents' grave, rain coming down.
Yes.
Kind of like that. Like I was reading this, I'm thinking to myself, this is like Mask of Phantasm. This is very familiar. And next thing you know, Bruce Wayne becomes Batman, and the build-up is pretty good. Like. There's a scene, like it's kind of like a little montage, but not literally. Yeah. But I can say one thing: Batman, he delivers some threatening lines.
You told me about
yeah, there was a line where he's talking to a goon that's threatening a young teenage couple coming back from prom, and he's looking at him like, "You said you wanted to have some fun, don't you? I can give you that." Like the dialogue. So something like that. It wasn't exactly like what I just said.
Like the dialogue. Like you mentioned the dialogue. And going back to what I was saying, can you imagine Bill Murray delivering these lines as Batman?
I have no idea. To be honest, I actually, whenever I read the script, I think of Kevin Conroy.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Because I swear to God, while I'm reading the script, I feel like they can get Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill to come back and record these lines as both Batman and the Joker. I feel like it could work.
It's that good, yeah.
If you read the script yourselves and you think about it, you can see what I'm talking about. Because it's literally in the style and tone of the animated series, but
that's true.
Of course there are some silly moments in there, like the climax itself is taking place in a museum and the giant props are literally writing equipment, like thumbtacks are being slingshot with giant rubber bands, people are drowning in giant ink bottles, but
it's crazy.
It's bizarre, and other than that, Bruce Wayne, Batman, has a love interest by the name of Silver St. Cloud, and she was a love interest from the Strange Apparitions arc.
Right.
And she has some cool dialogue. Like, I feel like the way how this character is, I feel like Carrie Fisher would have played her good.
Really?
Especially for back then. Princess Leia? Oh yeah, I believe so. Mm-hmm. I think she would have been a good choice. So there's some stuff that goes on. It's kind of episodic in some way.
Right.
You have Commissioner Gordon in there. He didn't like Batman as much from the beginning until Batman comes visits him, and Gordon was humiliated by the Joker at his birthday party at Wayne Manor.
Yeah.
Then they eventually team up. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in this story, and there's plenty that goes on in there. Like Rupert Thorne and Bruce Wayne have a love triangle between Silver St. Cloud.
Oh yeah.
You got Rupert that wants to be like he wants Silver to be the Mrs. Rupert Thorne. So, moving on.
I wanted to mention something to you. You mentioned this to me today. You were considering two huge actors at the time for Robin.
Yes, and speaking of which, Robin literally pops in at the end of the second act or the beginning of the third act. What JT was about to say was the people they were thinking about back then were Michael J. Fox
and Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy. Now, I don't know about those two actors. Michael J. Fox, I don't mind. Eddie Murphy, not too sure. Nothing racial or of any kind.
Nothing like
I love Eddie Murphy. He's a good actor, but I can't see him as Robin. So the people I would not mind seeing as Robin, especially for back then, would have been Corey Feldman or River Phoenix. Either one of those two I would have been fine with. Or even Corey Haim. Either one of those three I would not mind. I think they would have been a good Robin.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, I will say, like based on everything you've said and everything you've told me, this is one of these scripts where, one of these projects that never happened, but it just because it didn't happen, like I'm trying to say this, forgive me, but it didn't happen. But one of the beautiful things about what we do here with the editorials and these old projects is that we show how we try to explain to you what could have been back in the day and how this influenced that or that. And I really enjoyed doing these with you, honestly, because it gives us something it gives the audience a new perspective on something we love, like Batman. We all love it. We all love him. We all love Superman, but we all and back in the day there were all these different these versions and stuff. It's crazy.
Well, I mean, if you love Batman back in the day good enough, this Batman would have had a sort of James Bond vibe, especially with this Batmobile, which would have been, I guess, the way I was described, it was literally ripped out from the comic. Like it was like domed interior. There was some spikes coming out from the tires.
Really? Okay.
Turbine engines from behind, and there was one point where the Batmobile literally drives on water and like a boat.
The Batboat now?
It turns into a bat boat.
Really?
The Batmobile turns into a bat boat. There's a lot of stuff in there, like the giant penny in the Batcave, that's in there. The red Batbone, that's in there. The T-Rex. There's a lot of stuff in there that's like a lot of nods to
the original material.
Exactly, and there's some stuff in there I liked, like the Joker, one thing I wasn't too much of a fan of, like he makes some weird puns, but there are some times he does make some good witty remarks, which I wouldn't mind that such of the Joker. I mean, he's the Joker, so what could you expect out of that? So,
but
yeah, so
I mean, everything that you're saying, to me, would have been amazing. Mm-hmm. If it, obviously it never happened, but
I would say more or less like a cult classic, the way how this movie was. It would have been at times over the top, but at the same time serious and dark in tone, which was the style they're going for. Like I've said before, Batman kills. He's literally using a man as a human shield and throws him at another guy, causing him to get pushed out the window. So
yeah, it's crazy.
There's some stuff in there like Batman doesn't hold back. And there was a point where he literally confessed to Alfred, like, "You really think I'm crazy, don't you?" There's a scene in there, and it actually logically it does make sense. Like, where have we seen that scene? Like, what did Alfred think about this?
That's true.
Like,
there's a lot, and
the way how Bruce stated that.
Yeah.
He even himself admitted that like he might be nuts.
No.
The way how he was doing this.
Yep. I was even gonna say, plug for you guys. We're gonna leave this link for this script in the description of this video, so you guys can read it and check it out and get your own interpretations as well. Obviously, we are like I guess you could say geeking out over this script.
Oh, I would say.
And that's geeking out. But like we like that's one of the beautiful.
Just delivering to you
what could have been.
Right. What could have been like. I will. You know what? I was gonna say like a certain thing at the end. Like it's best you guys read it. Like if you guys are a big fan of the Strange Apparitions arc and whatsoever. Like if you're a big fan of Silver St. Cloud and all these guys, it's best you read this. But here was one scene I really need to tell you guys.
Go ahead.
There was a scene that was ripped out from the old comics. Batman confronts Joe Chill in his apartment.
Really?
And he's cornering him. He took out his light bulbs all around his apartment. He replaced the firing pin out of his gun.
Wow.
And he's getting closer and closer to him. And Joe Chill at this point, he's got a bad ticker. Like he's about to drop. And Batman's looking at him with that deathly gaze that he gave to him 20 years ago. And he pulls off his mask when Joe Chill asks,
"That's right.
Why are you so concerned about Thomas Wayne and these guys? Because I'm the son of the people you murdered. I am Bruce Wayne." And he looks at him like, "Oh my God, it's you!" And then he
That's
drops.
Right. I remember you told me about that. And I was like,
that scene alone, I would have loved to have seen that. But the thing is about Batman in this is that this Batman's outfit was intended to be scary, especially with his eyes.
Yeah.
Tom Mankiewicz wanted Batman's outfit to be truly frightening. Like the outfit, think of the outfit like from the first animated series, like the steel gray, the yellow symbol, and everything else you see is navy blue. It would have been black. The belt would have been black.
Really?
Yeah. And the eyes, especially the eyes would have been pulsating yellow, like an actual bat at night, like a literal Batman. So
yeah,
that's something that people haven't touched on yet. I'm disappointed. Someone's got to start doing research on bats more.
And we're still waiting for believing. So, but yeah, I definitely think that you guys, us, we've read it. You should read it too. Go to the descriptions video, check it out on your own, and leave your thoughts and your interpretations on Bill Murray, the Bill Murray angle, the story angles, the Batmobile, Robin, Eddie Murphy as Robin. Jump in the comment section below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. We interact with you guys as much as we can. share your thoughts on what could have happened with this project, and we love doing these editorials. We are going to do, there's another one coming up later today called Batman Year One.
Directed by Darren Aronofsky and written by Frank Miller himself.
Yes. So who did Sin City and SimCity named
Sin City, Ronin, The Dark Knight Returns,
Yeah,
Batman Year One, the comics. And other than that, be sure to stay tuned on the same Bat channel to stick around for the commentary for
The Dark Knight.
For The Dark Knight.
We're going to do
10 years.
We're doing a 10-year anniversary movie commentary for The Dark Knight. It is up there. You can't see it right now because the camera's at us. But we're going to watch The Dark Knight. We've got a full house coming over tonight. We're going to watch it and hopefully you guys will enjoy that. So, but for all of your editorials, and for Dan, thank you so much for joining in on this once more.
No problem.
And sharing your insight and love for Batman and all these other projects like Superman and all these scripts that never happened. Thank you so much for sharing these with me and the wonderful viewers we have. So, where can people find you online, by the way? Just curious. On Instagram, Twitter, whatever.
People can find me on Instagram at Popeye9773.
Alright, and you can find me simply on Instagram at JManOffToRock, and like us on Facebook and Twitter simply at The Super Review Show. And follow us on Twitter, sorry. But thank you so much for watching this video, guys. So, The Super Review Show, J-Man and Popeye93. Off to work. We'll see you guys later.